Linda Israel here, and I've got a project on my desk with a Cricut cut file for the Fantabulous Cricut Challenge blog, as well as for the Brutus Monroe blog. The scent on the table today is fresh pear, and it smells so fresh. It's just fresh and clean, and it's yummy smelling. I want to eat it. It smells so good. This is from JIC, and this is something that I offer through my store. There's a link in the description below. This little green ring that I have on, which is in rose gold, is one of the jewelry pieces that you could get if you order. For example, this is one of the cubes. These are oversized cubes, and that one has a piece of jewelry in it. So when I get around to it, I'll show you guys in one of my videos a reveal. So the project for the Fantabulous Cricut Challenge blog is this project is to use something that is snow related. So I've got the globe from the Joy of the Season. So it comes in multiple parts. I've chosen to use 3 of the cut pieces. I think there's 4 total, and I've left one of those out. And even though it is winter time and not Christmas, I have the Oh Deer set from Brutus Monroe, and I like this big fat deer. The first thing that I want to do is take the deer and the Brutus Monroe detail ink, and I've got a scrap of paper, and I want to stamp the stamp the deer on this scrap of paper, like so. Isn't he cute? He's so darling. And then we're going to cut him out, and we'll color him in. I have him cut out, and I've got my paint palette out and a paintbrush, and now I'm going to color him in. I'm going to color him in with some Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. So what I'm going to do is spray a couple of these colors into my palette. Don't need very much. That was cork. The next color I'm going to spray, and you shake these side to side, is Tattered Leather. That's a little bit darker. And then I have It's Black. I'm just going to need a little tiny bit for his hooves. I'm going to add a little bit of water to the cork because I want it to be lighter. We're going to start with that color. So we're going to color in on his body with the Tattered Angels. Using the darker color on his antlers. Added just a little bit more water to the cork, and I'm going to color in the little spots. I've got some high impact white paint from Tattered Angels, and we're just going to paint in little dots. It's real subtle. I'm going to take my black Sharpie and just go around the edges to fill in where I cut out the image and cover up the white. I'll set him aside. For our snow globe, I have a few of the Brutus Monroe snowflakes that were on the set. I have the Holtz Distressed Ink And we're going to stamp a few of these in tumbled glass. They're very faint, but they're on there. And then I'm going to stamp again with the cornflower on top of those. So we have two different colors going on. I'm going to take my blending tool, zoom in so you can see that, and blend around the edges with the tumble glass. I'm going to go direct with the tumble glass all the way around. Now I want this snow globe to have lots of glittery snow effect, so I have some embossing powder, holographic by Ranger, and I have my Versamark pad. I'm using it because I can just mush it directly onto the paper really quickly. Then I'm going to sprinkle the embossing powder over the image. In this case, the entire thing. And then I will heat emboss that. See how glittery that looks now? So that my deer, because he's going to be in the snow globe, looks glittery as well. We'll do the same technique. I'll use the Versamark, and then I will cover him with the embossing powder and emboss him. Isn't he cute? So he's going to go on the snow globe. I've got my brushed corduroy distressed ink, and I'm going to go around the edge of my snow globe to give that a little color, because I think if I remember correctly, oh nope, I just need to do it on the base. I've got my anti-static bag because I'm going to use my embossing ink, and I have a little phrase, "Let it snow," from a Printworks collection that says, "Let it snow." We're going to stamp that. I apparently didn't use enough anti-static. Now I'll emboss this. For my background, I have a piece of cardstock. Zoom back out so you can see. And a Cuttlebug snowflake embossing folder. So I'm going to place this in my embossing folder, and if you ever have a problem with your paper shifting in your embossing folder, put a piece of washi tape, and that will ensure that it doesn't shift on you when you go to emboss it. So I'm going to use my embossing machine, which is my Tim Holtz, and I'll get that out. There's my background that's been embossed. I have my embossed piece, and I have tumbled glass and my distressing tool. Now I want to add some color by going around the edge and adding some color. I want this layer to also have glitter, so I've got my Versamark pad, and I'm going to press it to the paper. And then I will pour the glitter over the top like I did on the snow globe. I just love the color that this gives, and it's so hard to see it in the video, but it just shimmers and changes colors because of the holographic effect. Maybe you can see it, but it's really pretty in person. I believe we are now ready to start assembling our card. So I have some Aleene's white glue here. I'm going to use that to adhere my layers. I've got a blue piece of cardstock that was in my scrap pile. If you've been following me, you've known that I've been saying that my goal this year is to try to use up as much of my scrap stash that I have and try not to buy any new stuff until I've used up the old. And I was digging through my blue paper scraps and happened to have this blue piece of paper. I thought, well, that'll be perfect. So we'll glue this one down as well. And I just used Aleene's white tacky glue because that's what I have and it's inexpensive. And it seems to work pretty good for me. I've been using it for years. And I'll put an acrylic block on there to hold that in place while I get these pieces ready. There's glitter everywhere! So we'll adhere the snow globe together. Make sure that you head over to the Fantabulous Cricut Challenge blog. They have challenges bi-weekly, and these challenges have prizes for the winner. The idea is that you have to use a Cricut cut somewhere in your project. You need to name what that Cricut cut file is. So for example, this was from The Joys of the Season. If it's not obvious what that Cricut cut file is, then you definitely need to say, oh, I used a Cricut cut file to cut out the snow globe, or I used the Cricut cut file to cut out the title of my scrapbook page. So whatever you used your Cricut cut file for, describe it on your blog and then link up to our blog, and you could win one of the fabulous prizes that week. So this week it is all about snow. So create a project that has something to do with snow. Maybe you have some great snow pictures where you live that you can share, or maybe you love snowflakes, whatever it may be, share that with us. If you love these Brutus Monroe designs I've been sharing, then check out the Brutus Monroe website and see all of the fabulous designs that they offer. Use my link in my video or my blog post, and you can help me out because I get credit when you buy. I'm going to put pop dots under my deer because I think he would look cute pop dot up. We're just about done with this project. I'm going to pull off the backing of this pop dots and then we'll stick down the deer. Alrighty. And there is my snow entry in the Fantabulous Cricut Challenge blog for this week, using the Joy of the Seasons globe, using the Brutus Monroe Oh Dear stamp set, using the Let It Snow stamp set from Printworks, that was the Let It Snow here, using a Cuttlebug embossing folder in the background, using the Ranger embossing powder, using Tim Holtz tumbled glass distressing ink, using the Brutus Monroe ink as well, using Brutus Monroe embossing ink and Versamark ink to be able to emboss that. I hope you enjoyed this particular video on how to make this greeting card. Make sure you check out the blog and you go enter into the project this week or any of the weeks that interest you. Check out my links for the products that I used here today. And if you like this video, make sure you like it, that you leave a comment below, that you share it with your friends. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching today. Aspire to be amazing. Bye.